Hey guys, how's it going everybody? This is TheStormPow, and we are doing part of the tutoring series here on the Pokemon Online channel. I'm gonna be trying to learn some OU because that's probably the tier that I'm the least knowledgeable in, and I've got my friend Om3gaPro to help me out here. You want to say something?
What's up, guys? This is your boy Omega Pro, and I'm going to be teaching some of you guys and also StormPow a little bit of, basic knowledge in the OU tier.
Yep, we're starting out in the team builder though because I figured that'd be the best way so we can be familiar with what I've got. Tell me what I need to change. So, any questions that you need to ask me or whatever about my team?
First off, I want to know which Pokemon do you use as potential leads? Because in OU, depending on the Pokemon that your opponent has, it might be a good idea to have maybe two, maybe even three potential leads that you can switch into. Now, a good lead is somebody that can either tank, set up stuff like stealth rocks, spikes. You see this a lot. People generally lead with I'll just say like something like an Azelf to set up rocks and taunt the opponent and stuff like that. So that'd be a good thing. And also a very fast Pokemon are also good for a lead. So it's generally a good idea to have maybe two, maybe even three leads because, if you have one lead Pokemon, your opponent could always have something to counter that, and that's like the least thing that you want to happen.
Well, usually for a lead, I'll either use Metagross or Latios, sometimes Haxorus, but basically I'll never ever use Volcarona as a lead because he's sort of my random wall slash tank whatever when he uses
Yeah,
Quiver Dance.
yeah, definitely. Volcarona is definitely a sweeper type Pokemon. You don't want to put your sweepers first
Mm-mm.
ever. I know Latios could be a sweeper. Go to your Latios set real quick so I can see. Oh, by the way, we're screen sharing. Wow, screen sharing on Skype so I can see this. I
If
I
you need
like the
to read
way.
anything.
No, I can read it. I like the way that you give your Pokemon unique moves. Like I don't think I've ever seen a Latios with Energy Ball. So
Well, yeah, because I hate to do something that's extremely predictable. Like, I use that a lot in OU. Like UU, excuse me. A lot of my moves are just absolutely stupid. Like my Chandelure knowing Energy Ball. You know.
no, I actually use that set too. That Chandelure with Energy Ball is really fucking solid because Chandelure is quite a fast poke. But we're talking OU here. Your Gengar set looks pretty run of the mill.
Yeah, it really is. The only thing I'm kind of iffy about really on my Gengar is the Focus Blast. I use that in case he runs into a Dark type. But I don't know because like my Gengar is special attack, not normal attack, so I don't want to use Brick Break or anything instead. But Focus Blast has such shitty accuracy. I don't know.
Well, I think Focus. You should stay with Focus Blast. You have the HP Fire. Um, do you
Thunderbolt.
have do you have any Ice type Pokemon or
Um,
like Ice moves? I should say.
well, I have Ice Move on Metagross, Ice Punch because one thing like it works out pretty well because I didn't need Earthquake on him, and I really don't know of anything else I should put on him. And Dragon types are not very effective against Steel, so like if someone goes on a big Outrage Rampage, then I can switch right out into Metagross and go for an Ice Punch, and they
Well,
should be able to
if
take
that
it.
if that's your reasoning, then you might want to increase some of your defense. If what you're saying is basically that you can bring him into wall. Like the thing is, you have to understand what you need your Pokemon for. Do you want your Metagross to be a wall and stop Dragon types? Because if you're doing OU, there will fucking like 95% of the time be a damn Dragon type. So you got to understand. Do you want your Metagross to be just an all-out attacker? Because I see his choice. So if you want him to wall Dragon Pokemon, you don't want a choice on him because you're really limiting your Metagross because all they have to do is switch out of that Dragon because they're gonna be like, okay, a Metagross comes in, he can easily wall my Dragon Pokemon. I'm just gonna switch out and get the advantage. And the point about having multiple different types of moves, like you have Bullet Punch, which is Steel, Pursuit, Dark, Hammer Arm, Fighting, Ice Punch is obviously Ice. It'd probably be a good idea to not make him choice, and that's if only you want him to wall the dragon type Pokemon because I see you have two dragon types. your team is pretty susceptible to an outrage, like you said, an outrage rampage. So it'd probably be a good idea to have your Metagross to wall certain Dragon type Pokemon. But that again, this is all up to you. Whatever you feel like you experience more is what you should build your team around.
Yeah, like the Latios is just sort of my random bitch. Like he knows Thunderbolt, Surf, and Energy Ball, and then the Draco Meteor for whenever I need it. Fraxer is more of the actual. He's my outrage rampage guy pretty much because he has the better physical attack, like by a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Metagross, I don't know. Like, what other item do you think maybe I could put on him? Just lefties or something?
I was gonna say lefties, maybe even a life orb if you want him to be sort of a tank slash attacker kind of guy.
Because
It'll
I
it'll
was thinking maybe expert belt, but then again, really the only attack that I'm going to be using that I will like only use when it's super effective is ice punch.
well, really though, like if you switch in on anything in the OU tier that is susceptible to pursuit, you will fuck their day up. Like pursuit, like me and you talk about it a lot. Pursuit has to be one of the best moves in the game because like you try to switch out like a punk bitch, you're still gonna get hit. So that's why psychic Pokemon become at a huge disadvantage, and you could even tank some certain stuff with pursuit because you scare them away. They're gonna try to switch out. You got the pursuit. They're not expecting it. You're gonna fuck their day up. It's just bad news bears for them. So
Even if they are expecting it, there's not much they can do about it.
yeah, like they could probably stay in so you could be like, what the fool? But what are they possibly gonna do when they stay in? So
Yeah. I mainly have pursuit. Like I like to have pursuit on one guy on all of my teams, if at all possible, just in case. Like it's in case I run into a Gengar or something of that sort.
yeah, can you go to your Haxorus real quick?
All right. I mainly use him as like a big ass attack dealer. Like I said, the outrage guy. You know.
I noticed that a lot of the times you have your Pokemon set up with attack and then defense, and that's okay for some Pokemon, but you don't want your whole team to be like that. I really, really think you should have somebody with some speed EVs invested, and I'm thinking this Haxorus because Haxorus doesn't have a terror bad speed, so maybe if you were to take down the special defense and add that to the speed,
All the
that'd be a
way.
little better. Yeah, because the thing is with Haxorus is that he is a very strong Pokemon, and you're gonna need him to outspeed some people. So that'd be a good idea. At least you have the Prison Berry for when he goes for outrage. That's a pretty good move.
Basically gives me one free set of outrages and stuff
Yeah,
without consequences.
yeah, that's a really good move.
I guess you're right about the dragon thing because like if I ever pit him against another dragon type, if they're faster than me, they're gonna fuck my day up.
Yeah, especially since a lot of people generally with their dragon types, they usually have, say if it's a Latios, they probably have their special attack definitely boosted. That's a
Hmm.
must, obviously, for a Latios. And then they're most likely going to have their speed boosted as well.
Because
I see you
yeah,
have your special defense and your speed. That's actually pretty good considering what you use your Latios for because I've actually battled this team a couple of times and your Latios can sometimes, it can take a hit, I won't lie. So that's not too bad. But as long as you have some investment in your speed, because you definitely don't want to be getting outspeeded by any punk bitches, if you know what I mean.
yeah, my Terrakion is actually probably in need of some speed because
Yeah,
like
definitely. Terrakion is so fucking powerful, and you just need speed on that thing. Like it's pretty much a general thing that you always put speed EVs into your Terrakion, and it's either going to be a choice band or a choice scarf that goes along with your Terrakion.
mine is banded. Should I take them off of defense, special defense, and put them to speed or what?
Well, I honestly don't see why you would need them on special defense and hit points. I understand you want to soak up some damage or whatever, and I like the way you think like that, but sometimes it doesn't always work like that. I mean, you could try it out sometimes and see how that works out for you. If it works out for you, then by all means go right the fuck ahead. But I'm just saying maybe you need some speed in there.
Because the
You
thing is kind of if Terrakion goes first, he's pretty liable to knock the shit out of anyone, and then he won't have to worry about getting hit too much.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
so I'm thinking just take down all that HP and just put that all into speed
Yeah, 'cause
because
his HP is already pretty high, so
yeah, and plus he's already fucking super fast, and now with that speed EV boost, you just he yeah, they're fucked pretty much.
So wait, what were we saying about Metagross earlier? You were saying maybe give him lefties instead of Choice Band.
Yeah, maybe lefties or Life Orb. If you want to deal damage, obviously Life Orb. If you want to be sort of bulkier, then lefties. But if you go for lefties, you might want to increase your defense.
I'm thinking about Life Orb because the main reason I went for a band was, because I wanted to deal out damage because its attack is already fucking amazing. So it's like you topple that with a band, it's borderline unstoppable unless they have a good fire type because he's pretty slow. So if they have a good fire type,
Yeah, it might not be bad. Yeah, and I see that you put four EVs into speed. Yeah, some EVs is better than no EVs. So
yeah.
at least if there's another Metagross with no speed EVs invested, you would at least be able to outspeed. So that's pretty good as well.
Yeah, I was figuring to either put it towards that or maybe defense, but I don't know. But defense is already pretty high on it, just about 300.
Yeah. So I'd say go to Volcarona really quick. That's the only Pokemon we haven't picked apart yet.
And
Like
Gengar, but
I faced your Volcarona before, and it is pretty beast the way it is. So I'd say just leave that because that thing is pretty beastly.
like he's actually the one that I do about the least amount of that I've like edited the least. Like I pretty much when I was first getting into the game, I just randomly made him, and I haven't changed too much about him.
Yeah, it's a pretty. It's I like your setup with him. I might have to write that down.
Because, like, a lot of times what I'll do is if they have a grass type out, I'll change into him and then just go for a quiver dance because I know they're going to change out in fear of the fire. And then, right then, his special attack is already, beast mode. And also his speed is up. And his speed is already fairly high, so then I can go for flamethrower, HP electric, or a hurricane. But